And so we'll just jump in here. This is cool because you know, people, women love their hair and their nails, right? So it makes
Right.
their features stand out and be, you know, prettier. So so these are things that you can offer a client that would be kind of cool, and or have a, you know, regular package. Do hair. You can even add skin in here if you want, you know, hair, skin, and nails, but skin is a little bit more, it's a little bit more. So hair and nails is the easier
Okay.
of the three. So emotional brain. So these are the clearings that you're going to want to do, the pre-clearings, emotional brain clearing, you know, and then intending in the clearing statement, you know, you want to say the ability to enjoy optimally functioning, you know, luscious, silky, smooth, whatever you want to say about your hair. You know, so however you want to put that together, and nails, you know, strong nails, uh, you know, fungus free or whatever, however you want to say that.
Yeah.
So putting that together, so what could possibly be blocking that? Well, you know, you've got different things, right? Hormones, there's chemistry, nutrients, different hair products that people use, chemicals, hairsprays, stuff, EMFs out there. They can actually burn the nadis. Now, nadis are like chakras, but they're just little smaller ones in between the chakras, that kind of thing. So that can
Okay.
have an effect on your hair and stuff too. And then the water quality. So having a shower filter, there could be stress and so forth. So I don't think the bullet points are really in the right area, but so then, yeah, so the emotional brain has something to do with it here too. So, and then to do the regeneration, you're going to do the regeneration on the emotional brain, the hair, and the nails. So that's interesting. The emotional brain, how that's in there.
Okay.
But you're going to want to clear these things: stress, pain, envy, hate, drama, and negativity. So those are,
Those are the ones that typically come up.
yeah, yeah, for hair, nails. Yeah. So you're going to clear the emotions themselves. And now for the brain, you know, that's like the amygdala and so forth. And you know, we went, you know, you know, to add on the whole brain clear, you know, regeneration, I don't think you're going to really need to do that, but to work in the emotional brain area, at least to clear out these emotions, I think is where we're actually headed with that, not to actually do the whole brain regeneration or the amygdala area or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have to be that complicated, but and then so then the clearings that you're going to do for both hair and nails, you're going to do the soul contracts, demonic curses, you know, bloodline, any attachments, clear starting with that, and then you're going to go into the mental, the mind, and looking for any of these. So you've got the regular things, but won't work. You know, that's a thought form, so you can check muscle testers. They have that. Oh, it's not going to work. You know, my hair is just getting, you know, like a straw, and that's what happens when you get older, you know, something like that, right? So
Okay.
so that's the kind of thing you're looking for to clear. Trauma, there could be certainly trauma that would be in the way. Timelines, aging programs, attraction when young, so meaning, oh, I'm only going to be able to attract a guy or something only if I'm young, or, you know, younger looking.
Okay.
Cultural beliefs, pregnancy, and hair. So these are beliefs around this stuff. So
Yeah.
they believe that they're hopeless or plain Jane, or they're moody and depressed, that kind of stuff. So these are the things you're looking for and clearing. Then emotional thought forms. So you're just, if you get a yes for it, then just clear it down to 0, right?
Okay.
And DNA. So these are the programs you can look for in DNA. You can look for hair color. Um, you know, that's the melanin levels. If there's, if you have a faulty DNA program around the color of your hair, you know, turning gray or something like that, then that's one program you can clear. And then there's the hypothalamus. So, yeah, so what is this DNA program? So Oh, you know what? The melanin levels. Okay, so that could be related to the hypothalamus, melanin levels. Yeah. So that's one statement right there, because then I got the semicolon. Okay. So you can check the hypothalamus. Is there something going on with melanin regulation or something in the hypothalamus? Okay. So then you got
So is there time or like right now to go through it, for, I don't know if Sylvia was able to get on or not, but like, so if we go through it for like myself as I'm doing this, or is that like later, or do it separately, or?
Yeah, well, you can just start doing the, charting this out. And I sent the Word doc. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing as this. It's just, this has the pictures, right? So you
Yeah.
can take the Word doc and for yourself, is that a yes? Okay, then start clearing. And then it's just the regular standard, hand movement. So if you want to just start that, obviously right now we can all, start clearing, right? So
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun to go, like, to kind of do it as we go.
yeah, so start with emotional
Okay.
brain. So start clearing and check, you can check for, and then just start clearing for, is there stress, pain, envy, hate, drama, or negativity? I get no, but if you get something, then start clearing for that.
Is that no for you, or you got that
That's
for
just
me?
no for me, but let's see.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I think I got yes for all, almost all of
I'm
them.
getting not stress. No, I not get stress for you, but I get pain and I get envy and I get hate and negativity. So I didn't get yes for stress or drama. And Sylvia, let me check. Pain, envy, hate, and negativity for you. All right.
And then this is just a standard motion.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. And then we're going to do the same thing for this chart. And for you, Carrie, demonic curses, evil spirit curses, bloodline. That's it. Sylvia, soul contracts, satanic curses, bloodline. Carry for mind, black magic, curses, trauma, past life, it looks like for you. Timelines, yes, let's see. Mental and physical. So the physical, maybe about 3 lifetimes ago, maybe around 10 or 11. 7 lifetimes ago, around age 7. 9 lifetimes ago, around age 12. And cultural beliefs. That's it. And Sylvia, I'm getting curses, trauma, past life. Nothing for timelines? Hang on a sec. Yes, there is a past life. 7 lifetimes ago, probably age 16. And anything else? Cultural beliefs. Hopeless plain Jane. And that's it. Okay. Okay, Sylvia just popped off. Maybe she's going to try it again.
Okay.
She can at least hear the recording. Okay, emotional thought forms. I get no for you. Sylvia, no.
Okay.
DNA programs. Okay, so for you, Carrie, for DNA, yes, melanin levels. So you can check your hypothalamus too, but yeah, but the DNA program around melanin levels would be a yes. Too much hair, huh? You got that program, whatever that is.
So what does that mean? If you say you have too much, then that means you think you should get rid of it, or what? Or what does that, or what would that mean?
Maybe feeling like you're too hairy, especially like for a woman, like, oh, my arms are too hairy or my legs or something like that. So maybe you've got that going. So maybe that's carrying over to your head too, so your hair starts falling out. It could certainly be, right? So yeah, so somewhere along the line you felt you, yeah. So that's interesting because I've
Because I don't have too much anywhere. I'm sparse everywhere. Well,
Did you ever have, like, as a child, did you, or as a younger
No.
person, like, oh my God,
No.
my hair is too, legs are too hairy?
Uh-uh.
All right, well,
I've always been like really slim. Like,
okay,
I'm one of those people who never has to shave hardly.
oh, okay. Well, lucky you, because I had
Yeah,
hairy legs.
Yeah, no, I don't get
But
it.
it seems like as I get older, it's not as hairy. They're not hairy anymore. It's like,
yeah, no, they're not much. It seems like a lot of people it's like that. Yeah.
yeah. So that's interesting because I did say I have hairy legs, too much hair on my legs. So maybe that I have that for me. That's interesting. Okay, so I want to clear that. Anything else? Okay, Sylvia.
And I didn't have anything else on mine other than just the melanin and too much.
Yeah. Thyroid. I'm getting Sylvia. Yeah. Inflammation as well. Not for you though. So, okay. Then you're going to just, that's the, you're vacuuming off those programs. You can see them as little black spots or something, vacuum them off the DNA strand. And then make sure that you say, hey, upon awakening, this is the active version, no longer reverting to any old patterns. Okay, so then you go into the regeneration of the hair. So that's where you're going to call in the master stem cells for your hair. And then you're going to send energy 100% to get to 100% energy. Then in the actual master stem cell, you're going to call in your own divine master template, call that in. And then the highest and best from God or source, call that in. And you're going to 100% optimum. And in that stem cell, you're going to check the membrane, make sure that you're up to 100%, nucleus 100%, all the organelles, absorption organelle, elimination organelle, DNA organelle, all of them optimal, and then the mitochondria. So those are the energy centers of the cell. So getting those up to 100%. And then just checking all spaces and places in the master cells. That's what I asked for, and getting those optimal. And once you get 100% reading on all that, then you just activate the mitochondria. You're just kind of like, putting the energy buttons. You're pushing the button on the energy in the cell and just, then you're matching that one beautiful stem cell, perfected cell to all cells then of the hair. So then they start matching that beauty, love, and perfection of that one master cell. Or how many the hair has, could be more, but we always intend the master stem cell, whatever that number is. So that's, you're gonna then check the number of days that the cells will be in upgrade. Then going into nails, well then asking, does it need another round too, right? So it could at the end of those numbered days. So then doing similar things here with the nails, you're going to want to clear the nail root, clear illness in the nail. And so then you're calling in your own divine master template again. So you're calling in, your divine master template for, your optimal perfect nails, right? So call that in. Which is what we have.
So that covers hair and the nails. It's the same thing. Like,
the
clearings that you do for the hair cover the clearings for the.
You know what? This is the exact same regeneration. If you just don't look at the hair,
Yeah,
you're doing the exact same thing, calling in, the divine master template and the highest and best from God. You're getting, you know, everything up to 100%, you know, the exact same thing, but you're doing it for the nails instead. Yeah. Yep. Matched to all the nail cells then, of course, that would be the only difference. So that's the protocol. Really, it's kind of simple, but it can be, you know, it can be a good improvement for a lot of people, especially if they have any of these issues going on, right, with their hair. Or, you know, another thing is to check when you were in the nails, is to check for fungus, you know, to clear fungal, you know, that's the nail bed, and that's, I guess, the root is what we're looking at here. So, and then the illness in the nail, that can be that fungus and whatever else. So, so clearing for anything that could, and you can even research and find out, hey, what are the issues for nails? You know, what am I looking for? What do I want to put down on my list to clear besides fungus? I can't really think of anything. Maybe those little white spots or ridges or something like that. You can add that in there. And then you can even check DNA. Do I have a DNA program running for these ridges? Why, you know, why do they keep coming? Or, you know, something like that, right? So that's what you can add to that. So any questions there?
No, that seems pretty good.
Okay. All right. So let's go to, we can go to sleep. Now, sleep is I'm going to just use the Word doc. I have a PowerPoint for it, but I think it'll be more explanatory if we just go to the doc on this one. Now, this has a lot of statistics on here to begin with. You know, you could use them however, you know, just read it over so you get a little bit of an understanding. If there's 50 to 70 million US adults that have a sleep disorder, if there's what, 350 million in the United States, that's what, 1 out of 5? At least 20%. You know?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, 20%. So there's a lot of people. 1 in 5 of your clients will need this, apparently. So if you want to kind of keep that in mind. Let's see. Women need on average 20 minutes more of sleep. I thought so. I thought so.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of different statistics. Go ahead and read these on your own. However, and then disruptive parasomnias are disrupted sleep disorders that can occur during arousals from REM sleep. So these things you can add into your clearings, you know, free of nightmares, night tremors, sleepwalking, confusional arousals, you know, when you're making your clearing statement. So the ability to enjoy uninterrupted, peaceful, restorative sleep, however you want to, you know, say it, free of nightmares, whatever, restless leg syndrome, free of narcolepsy, free of insomnia, all the other issues that you want to put on there, daytime sleepiness, hypersomnia. So that could be how you'd want to go ahead with your clearing statement. Identifying person. Yeah, so then of course you can talk to them about sleeping pills and alcohol and so forth. And so, you know, the different things that they can do themselves would be obviously things you're going to want to coach them on. Habits throughout the day. Are they eating meals too close to bedtime, not getting enough exercising, or is it too late in the day? Eating sugary foods, having an irregular sleep schedule, that kind of stuff. Make sure that you ask them, you know, questions. If they're having a sleep issue, you got to kind of make sure that it's not just you that's responsible for their sleep once you do the clearings. If they're still doing things like drinking coffee in the afternoon or night, you know, then what you're doing is maybe not going to help them that night, you know, if they're still doing things themselves. So there's outside actions that they need to be cognizant of too. And then is there a connection between menopause and insomnia? So they say if there's, different amounts of estrogen and progesterone, there can be various symptoms, including hot flashes, and sweating. So, that can certainly affect a person's sleep. But now too, hot flashes, night sweats, it can also be that you're releasing energy, right? And it may even be common right now for people to be going through these, some of these symptoms without having it be a hot flash or menopause related type thing.
Yeah.
Because of the different, like they can say, ascension symptoms if you want to put it that way. But there are, and it is, and people have reported this to me who, they're way past menopause, and they're not affected by hot flashes anymore. That kind of stuff has all subsided, but yet they're, having night sweats again, and that's not hormonally related, right? So things, if it's, so just check to see what the differentiation is with them. And then if they're on medications, keeping a cooler, in your room at night, which I do. I wake up if it's too hot in my room.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you? Okay, yeah. And then what you wear to bed,
Yeah.
cotton or silk is really good. I have a silk pillowcase for my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I love mine. I actually wore mine until it completely came undone with threads. I just got a new one, but there was nothing left to even hold together. And I'm like, well, I got my use out of that one.
Yeah, and the silk is good for your
I
hair.
love it.
Too, come to think of it, because it, it's great for your hair and your face, your skin. The silk is so much better than just a cotton pillowcase. And even sheets, you could even look into silk sheets. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then spicy foods close to bedtime, and all that. Naps. Yeah. And then go to the bathroom, obviously. Here's a bunch of those references if you wanted to look that stuff up. So then, okay, so I think it's kind of maybe redundant. But, okay, so then physical disturbances, maybe they could have headaches, fibromyalgia, chronic pain that can cause sleep problems. So it could be outside other pain and stuff, right? So medical issues, asthmas, depression, anxiety. So you could be checking other areas, right? So maybe their adrenals need to be worked on, which we're going to get to that, because usually there is issues with the adrenals with sleep. And then environmental, like if your partner snores or whatnot. So so I think this might be a redundant. I think this is a duplicate. Yeah, it is. Sorry, but there's a Word doc, so you can just delete it.
Yeah.
Then, okay, so common psychological and medical causes of insomnia. So the most common are anxiety, stress, and depression. So then looking around other areas, those types of areas. So what is it that we're looking at now? Is there something else that needs to be cleared around that, right? So, and then looking, hey, is there Parkinson's? Is there other kinds of things going on? Allergies, kidney disease, reflux, acid reflux can keep people awake. Medications for sure. And, sleep, jet lag kind of stuff. But people know, hey, if it was jet lag and it happened just after they came home from a trip, well, they know that that's not, common. But if it's occurring regularly, then that's when they'll know that they have a problem. And then there's the non-functional pineal gland. So that's the melatonin that produces melatonin, which is the hormone that causes you to get sleepy at night. And so you're going to want the room completely dark without lights. So that's for proper pineal gland function and the production of melatonin. So you can do a melatonin balancing for someone, read their melatonin and just say, hey, if 10 was optimal, you're only about a 4. Let's, bump it up to 10. And you can just do the basic hand movement and just bump it up, for them. But, obviously you can tell them your pineal gland reads only about 40%. So really for this to be permanent, something that would hold, you could do the regeneration on the pineal too, instead of just, because that's kind of a temporary, you can bump it up, maybe on a weekly basis for them or something, but otherwise, hey, just do the pineal gland regeneration. So yeah, wearing loose clothing, well ventilation, blah, 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 blah. And sleep medications, if they've been relying on them to get to sleep, they can do a lot of harm and damage to other areas of the body and other physical problems. They can be very dangerous, really, very dangerous. So it's best not to rely on that stuff. And it can actually stop or slow up considerably regenerations that we're doing. So new cell growth. So that, yeah. And pain pills. So if they're on pain pills or sleeping pills and you just rebuilt their pineal gland, well, that might not be as beneficial. You might need to do it again and again, who knows, but okay, so then if you're having issues with sleep, you can check on walk-ins, something called entitlements. Just if you get a yes on it, just clear it. And sleep invaders. So walk-ins can take your, they become the owner of the body. So they get the, you require your own authority in our spirit, in our own body. Yes, so don't give away your sovereignty. As a matter of fact, you can claim even periodically, I am sovereign. I am sovereign. It's funny. I had a dream this morning and it was a horrible, horrible dream. It was just right before I woke up and I thought, why did I have that dream? I was crying, right? And it was only like the last 2 minutes of my sleep. And it was like, time for me to get up, right? So I was like, there's something about this. Why did I have this dream? It wasn't just out of nowhere. I had this dream because it needed to tell me something. And I found out that what it really meant was that things had been placed in my way, not just in this life, but many other lifetimes, evil, like dark stuff have been placed in my way to really pull my chain. So although I was waking up crying, yeah, it pulled my chain, whatever that person did to my dog. Okay. And I'm thinking, why would that happen? Why did I just have that dream? And it turned out, hey, be aware and start, clearing for things that have happened in the past with sleep invasion. So that's a sleep. It was like, but not in a way. It was, yes, it was dark stuff showing me that and coming into my dreams. But I took it as, let's take a step back and see why I had that dream. Why am I being, waking up in tears, right? So those could be ways that you can get an intuitive hit for somebody. Like, yeah, because I was a healer, I guess I have had a lot of dark energy trying to bring me down. And that was one instance of showing me that that's what has happened to me, right? So I took it as a informational type of thing. Now I know what I can clear, what I just, I can be more aware, right? So, yep, those things happened. And, so I'm just saying, you can take this deeper, right? Not just what's on, you had a bad nightmare. Well, let's clear it, right? Well, what's behind that nightmare? You could even go a little deeper, right? So, and it's funny that I would have that dream just before the sleep live stream today.
Which is true. Yeah.
And the breath. Okay, regular breathing. So it can have a part to play in sleep disorders. So nose breathing is promoted in yoga, meditation. So you could count to 4 breathing in and then holding it for 7. Exhale for 8. And then repeat. You can repeat that like maybe 4 times, something like that.
Exhale to 8.
Yeah. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 7, exhale for 8, and repeat. And doing a meditation on a daily basis is really great for sleep, and especially if you do yoga, exercising, and if you don't do any of them, even just breathing, breathing, just this simple thing, right? You can do it before bedtime and kind of relax you. So then pregnenolone eliminates sleep issues. So pregnenolone is something that in menopause you can have lesser amounts of. So you can check the adrenal glands there and the ovaries. If you want to do just a quick bump up on, pregnenolone, you could do that temporary kind of fix thing. And then you can check your neurotransmitters balance. Okay, so these regulate mood and sleep. Okay, so neurotransmitters are the hormones from the nervous system, whereas hormones are hormones come from the endocrine or glands. Right, so these would be from the brain: serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, GABA, and dopamine. So you can check those levels for them. Now, to bump up those levels, you might want to see, is there an issue in the brain, and do a brain reading or whatever too. If there's something really low there, you might want to do that for them. So pineal.
So what would be, do like one example of that. So
well,
how
okay,
you would do this one.
Yeah, so then you can check brain stem. What's the reading of their brain stem? What's the reading of the amygdala, emotional area? And if that's low, hey, okay, so the emotional brain area is really low. Is this affecting sleep? Yeah. So that might be one that you would have to just do that area of the brain. Unless you find them all 5 pretty low and they've got the budget for it, then you can do the whole brain program. It might well be worth it for somebody with a really poor sleep habits or problems, because sleep is so important to the physical health. And if you're not getting it, you're the rest of the regenerations and all the other stuff that we can do won't be quite as effective if they're not getting enough sleep and restorative, because that's when the cells do regenerate, is at night when we're sleeping, right? So that's so important. So then the pineal, we just said, adjusting melatonin. And then here's the things about caffeine. Of course, you can read that yourself. But so insulin resistance. If you have insulin resistance, that can cause problems with sleep. So there, you're going to check pancreas. And see if there's an issue there. And then you can check the adrenal glands. Can't fall asleep or can't stay asleep. Sometimes if people wake up around maybe 3 a.m., that's a sign of adrenals by waking up. And then if that's true, you can just get a little bit of protein or something, cheese or whatever, and go back to bed or whatever. Usually does the trick. But yeah, definitely check their adrenal glands. There's probably an issue for sure. DHEA, that's adrenals again. But that's involved in the thyroid gland's conversion of T4 to T3.
Okay, so if there's too much DHEA, then what does that mean?
Well, then looking at you found someone that has too much?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Then let's check. There's got to be an underlying reason for that. Go through your chart and find it. Yep.
How do you, or what would be the method of going to the chart?
I would say looking at amplification chart. you know, is there agreements around this? Are there curses around this? Why would I have too much DHEA running? You know, there's got to be something, right? And then if you can't find something on the charts, you know, if it's not mental, it's not emotional, or, you know, that's where you can go into checking this person. Just say, well, should I check their energetic field? Should I check their, you know, mental? Should I check emotional? Should I check physical? Or then you can say, hey, is there something in the DNA program around producing too much? And I get yes for that person for that. There's definitely DHEA, you know, DNA, I mean, faulty DNA program. Also, then you can check for past lives, bloodline. If maybe the mother or the mother's line, if that was an issue there, then it would be bloodline. Checking, yeah, past lives. Has there been another lifetime where they couldn't sleep at night, you know, fear, whatever the heck it was, you know, and then clear the issue around the trauma from that existence. So yeah, that's, go through the different things and you'll find stuff pops out from that for that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the excess of cortisol, that's adrenals as well. And that's from stress. You know, you get too much cortisol going. So you want to get the adrenal glands balanced again. So that cortisol, that parasympathetic nervous system can go back into regular mode instead of
So
fight.
basically, okay, so say for the too high of DHEA, you would be going into kind of rebalancing of the adrenals in general, kind of like you'd be doing an adrenal program sort of.
Yeah, yes. And you're going to find when we go further here, it's going to be, yeah, you're going to want to regenerate the adrenals for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is definitely. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome back. We've got everything recorded here. We're having problems. Not sure if you can hear us, but we can't, we don't see a audio button for you. So I don't see if you have audio or not. But yeah, definitely we're including you in here and you can check the recording for some of the things we've been talking about. Oh, there she goes. Okay.
Oh boy.
Anyway, oh my gosh. She's, I hope from England over there, or where, can't think, Europe, where she's at.
Yeah.
But I had an email from her yesterday. Everything was fine. She's, so, okay. So anyway, then cortisol. So this is adrenals again. So it's definitely going to affect your sleep. And yeah. Yep. So the, so this DHEA is very important. So for sleep. And then high levels of cortisol, which we just mentioned, was the adrenals. Again, you know, clearing evil spirits and deliberate ill will towards you. It's a big problem with insomnia. So then bloodline, curses, stress, cycles. So yeah, cycles, let's keep that in mind too, because cycling through every night, staying awake, next night, staying awake, next night, that's a pattern, right? So you're going to want to have to clear cycles, which is going to be on our list here, as you can see in a little bit. And then energetic parasites and their anchors. If you get like a busy mind, you know, monkey mind at night, it may be because of attachments. And then you can check, you know, if snoring, nose, jaw, throat, and if you have to go into and do regeneration on those parts. And then also parts of the brain, that direct sleep. So that could have to be included. And then the DNA programs for sleep apnea, insomnia, and snoring. So you can include those in your clearing, which is here, you know, the ability to enjoy deep, restful sleep. You could say free of, and, you know, that's the insomnia, sleep apnea, snoring, etc. Right? So even in the spirit, human access spirit portal, human spirit access portal. So that's there behind your neck, where the neck head meets the skull right there. So that's where the spirit comes in and out when we go to sleep at night and so forth. So making sure that that's clear and clean. So check on that. What do you get? Like, oh, if it's only 50%, well, then just intend that you're clearing out that portal right there and clear it till you get to 100%. Because definitely it gets kind of gunked up over the years. It can definitely do that. So clean it out. Yeah, so if you're having, issues with insomnia quite regularly, there's going to be some energetic interference throughout the day as well. So there's dark energies running through that. So here's the clearings that you're gonna do. So you can just do the regular basic hand movement for this and check yourself. We'll check for you, Carrie, bloodline, satanic curses, atheist thought forms, curses, contracts, DNA, and then and of others. If you have a transplant or a blood and transfusion or something like that. Now, somebody else told me, so this is something that if you can't figure out why I've done all this stuff, I can't figure out why this is not clearing. Somebody else told me that she was a twin with, in her mother's womb before she was born, and the other twin died, but it can, I forget what the word is, but meld into or integrate into the other embryo or the other, fetus, I guess the word is. And so she had DNA of this other fetus. And her mother never told her that there would have been a twin, so it was like, we found this out because we, I don't remember exactly how we found it out, but we found this out. It's like, oh my gosh. And then we went back to the different things that we did, and we went to the DNA programs and we did it for the other, and we cleared that, and boom, stuff started improving. So swear to God, if you're like, what in the world, this can certainly be, if they say, no, I've never had a blood transfusion, I don't have tissue no. Well, did your mother have a miscarriage and didn't know about it? Or you see, you get a yes for that, right? She could have been a twin. So, and not that twins have the same DNA, but this one, that when it died, apparently, I don't know how that worked, but it certainly came up as a yes. So then looking at emotions, Carrie, let's see. Stressed, grief, frustration, envy, shame, unforgiveness, guilt, disappointed. And for Sylvia, hurt, sick, neutrality, crushed, hatred, resentful, malice, anger, greed, bitterness. Okay, so then these are the anchors if they, left anything. Seeds, portals, nanotechs. Portals for you, Carrie. And Sylvia, portals. And then see alien types 1 through 4 on the regular entities chart and test yourself for those. Yeah, and that's the right twist with the hand to do those clearings there. So, yep, so then go through and till you get to 100% clear. And then after that, you're going to do the regeneration on the adrenals and the pineal gland, unless you found something else in the brain or wherever. But generally for everybody, you'll do the adrenals and the pineal. And there's calcification in the pineal gland. Normally you'll find this. It's from fluoride and chlorine, probably stuff in the chemtrails or whatever they're spraying, maybe aluminums or who knows what, but the pineal gland and the pituitary can have this calcification. it's a white calcium, deposits, I guess, but it encapsulates the pineal. So it just crusts over it. So it doesn't work properly, right? So maybe the pineal is fine as long as, if the calcium was just removed, right? So you can see, is there 5% calcified, 15, 16, 18, whatever it is. Carrie, let's check. Maybe 2%, 1.5% for you. So you can just do the karate chop with your hands, and you can actually imagine that you're chopping off that white stuff off from the pineal gland. You're just chipping it away like, you're a sculptor or something, right? So just chip it off, chip it off, chip it off. And Carrie, that's gone. Okay, Sylvia, I'm not getting any. So that's good.
Can you do a check for me for, just so I can read it for myself for Phil?
Oh, okay.
No.
3%.
And medicine.
2.
Okay, so I was expecting that there would be more.
I was too, because we never did it before, but yeah, that's what happened. So you're probably not drinking tap water or, fluoride or whatever, stuff like that. So, and that's when you can look at toothpaste and make sure that they're not using a fluoride toothpaste, and buying into what your dentist tells you to get those fluoride. Right. I've never had one of those. I never will. They always try and come at you with it.
Oh yeah, intimidate you and try to, especially when you have kids, they really come after you and say, well, you said that they couldn't have it and their teeth look like that and that one tooth, and it's like, okay, yep.
They'll shame you. And it's
Mm-hmm.
No, and the answer is no. There's never a time when fluoride is the answer. Never. They used to use, you know how the English and the Irish had, big feuds. Well, was it the English that put it in the Irish water supply?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe it was that way around. I believe it was the English did it to the Irish, and added fluoride to their water supply, or the other way around. I can't remember, but so that it was, it was like an act of war kind of thing, right? So intentionally poisoned the other's water source with fluoride. So anyway, just say no. You're right with kids, because I had to tell the hygienist every time Brett went in, no fluoride. As a matter of fact, I made her write it in big letters across his chart and highlighted it in yellow. I told her to. I said, you know what? Every time I say the same thing and you act like it's a new thing, I said, can we just put this really big on his chart and highlight it, please? I don't want to have to call every time, Bruce brings them or somebody,
Exactly.
So you got to be proactive, and you got to be accountable to your own health. And these people, all they know is what they read out of the book, out of their textbooks from school. That's all they know. And they're regurgitating the same text, the same word for word verbatim, and why you need this. It's like, really? Is that what they taught you? Exactly. Okay. You must have got an A that day or whatever. Okay. So that no sleep apnea exists, or affects you negatively. Removing, altering, apathetic, controlling, damaging, delusion, disgust, evil, intertwined, intolerant, and parasitical. So you can read for each of these things, see if you get a yes. If so, just clear it. You don't really need to know exactly what it is. Google it for the meaning if you want, but let's see. Altering, Carrie, no. Damaging, evil, parasitical. And Sylvia.
Well, where's the altering, damaging?
Yeah, these.
I don't see damaging on there. Where am I missing that?
Oh, it's right here at the.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Controlling for Sylvia. Disgust, intertwined, and parasitical. And that's the right twist with your hand to clear that stuff. Okay, so that's for sleep apnea. All right, to check for that stuff. Okay, so then mental timeline, emotional timeline, and your family timeline. So check for those. Carrie, emotional timeline and family timeline. Sylvia, emotional only. Okay, and then you're going to want to do DNA resets, after you do the regeneration. Well, not, I mean, while you're doing it, right? So you're checking for DNA and then DNA and resets. So clear pore sleep cycle. Reset the pineal hormone to release at the proper time. You can add that in there, that you're intending for that. You can add that into your statement. So pineal hormone to release, well, melatonin to release at the proper time. Put that up in your statement. Yeah. Okay, so then you can check also for guides, guests, alien type 3, which I believe is that burrower, and ghosts, because they can keep you awake. Well, any attachment can keep people awake if it causes pain or some kind of physical issue, or that restless leg. Demons can do that. You don't want to go to your pharmacist and get restless leg syndrome medication, because that's not really what got, it's usually attachments. So seeds, mechanisms, wormholes, portals, implants, holographic inserts. Yeah, I'm not getting that for you guys. And then you're going to want to remove agreements to allow use of your body or mind during sleep cycles. This is very important. As a matter of fact, I get reminded from a friend of mine. She goes, "You've been astral traveling again, haven't you?" Like, oh God, yeah. Yeah. She goes, "Stop it." Stop traveling. So, okay. So I guess I must have had, agreements, and I did. Yes. Are they all cleared? Not 100%. Ooh. No wonder she keeps telling me that. Okay, she's got a point. I need to clear my agreements.
You need to get going.
Yeah, Carrie, yeah, I think we all need to clear the agreements to use our mind or body during sleep. Okay. To use mind or body. Okay. And next would be a chart. So these would be the sleep disturbances. So the things that you're going to look for. And if any, these are the ones that have more or less been identified as being able to cause disturbances for sleep. And, so it's a reticulin, like an A5. That's what the 5 is, right? So it's an alien type 5. A5, A6, A6, A8, and so forth. I probably should have had that on there, but yeah, that's aliens, right? And then the second column is stuff that they can, affect you by, as well as sleep, of course. And then you're going to want to check for portals, because 100% of the time, if you found these, they're going to leave portals. And only 44% of the time will they leave this, but check for both, obviously, right? And then so check this column and clear the anchors as required. And same with this stuff. And then using the karate chop or shooting dice. Okay, right twist is different here. Shooting dice, that's that one, just, your hand is out with the palm up, and then you're just like, you got dice in your hand, just open the fingers up. Okay, so A7, systems, and then restless leg is one for this guy here. Right, so that is the Bortane. Alien 7. Here we've got more alien stuff. And caps. Okay, so dark thoughts. Also restless leg, like I said, for demons, yeah. And risen demons, that could be for no sleep. Fallen angels is on there. Walk in alien type 8 or walk in angels. either one. And then that would be the right twist for that one. Check for wormholes. And then you've got snakes and wormholes. Then you have this praying mantis. It's an A6. That could also be for restless leg. And you've got genies. They're like, I guess a 7. I guess 2. These may not have heard a couple of these here, but just, check for them. You can check for these things too on other, issues when you're looking for attachments. They come around every so often, I've noticed. And then Archon reptilians, reticulan bees, burrowers, these are the A3s, and iguanas, A1s. So negative thoughts, so that's that monkey mind stuff that you can, prevent you from sleeping. Walk-ins, we just say walk-ins A8 and angelic. Okay, well, I guess we're checking for the human and the A4 too, so they can prevent regeneration in sleep while you're sleeping. So spiders, I guess there are 3. Pleiadians, I guess they're not all good guys, just like everybody. So just, these are the ones to look for. Chinese animal gods, that's another thing you can look for. So then you've got a good night's sleep is all about turning around your body's natural circadian rhythm. This is something you can do to retrain your circadian rhythm. Expose your eyes to morning light. Starts right away in the morning. You can go outside. That's what that means. Outside, outdoor. Not just, looking through the window or whatever. Yes, but yeah. So if you go outside and just like look at the, beautiful morning light, no sunglasses, and then, obviously the sugars and starches 3 hours before bedtime because it disrupts your insulin production. And
you do leftovers, just like stuff in the fridge, you can check on it.
And competes with your melatonin. And then reducing your protein intake at dinner time, especially eating heavy meats and proteins at night. It's just not good. Your liver then goes into production, and geez, you don't want all that when you're trying to go to bed. And because it's not going to cool your body down, all that's going to heat your body up, right? So we don't want that. And then blue light at nighttime. So you can get those blue light glasses. Actually, mine are orange. The lenses on the glasses are orange, so you can watch TV in bed for a while. So that's what I would use. Or making sure your bedroom is dark as possible. And if you do have any night sweats, reducing your body temperature, like taking a cool shower, putting a little fan by your head at night. So if your head is cool, that's the pituitary gland, your master temperature regulator is there. Reducing caffeine, breathing deeply before going to bed, that diaphragmatic breathing to lower your heart rate and blood pressure. And getting up at the same time every morning helps to restore hormonal balance. And you could sleep at a different room if you want to. See if that makes a difference for people. And exercise helps you to sleep, but not really close to bedtime. And then this is a little chart, circadian rhythms in humans. I tried to get it bigger, but then it just got blurrier. So I don't know. I need to just have a, magnifying glass or something. But it says here the lowest body temperature is 4:30 in the morning. Deepest sleep at 2. At 6 o'clock, that's when you should be getting up. Your body. Let's see.
Not falling asleep.
Melatonin secretion stops by 7:30. So you're definitely going to be awake, should be awake by then. And then highest, alertness at 10 a.m. Best coordination at 2:30. So if you need to do physical stuff, 3:30 fastest reaction time. 5 p.m. greatest cardiovascular efficiency and muscle strength. 6 p.m. highest blood pressure. 7 p.m. highest body temperature. 9 p.m. melatonin secretion starts by 9, right? So that's why if you can sleep from like 9 to 6 or somewhere in there, you know, that's your best times for sleep. So that is a lot of stuff, but but that's going to be a real thorough clearing, you know, if they're just, if a client just has, you know, you just have a 15-minute session with them or something, you're going to want to check their pineal, their adrenals, and that kind of stuff, and maybe just do that, this clearing, you know, as much as you can, with them, getting the DNA, maybe a DNA program there, but you probably won't have time to do all the, you know, emotionals and stuff like that. But, you know, but then highly suggest, hey, I'd suggest doing the adrenal program and the pineal gland program, and then sending them a link for those so that they can schedule that, or buying the program, however you want to do it. Checking for agreements and, you know, around anything I think to do with poor sleep would be good. And cycles. Yeah, it's clearing cycles for sleep. Yep. And then, yeah, of course, you check for entity attachments anyway, but I guess if you just check this list here and clear that stuff, that would be the most efficient way to do it. Any questions?
No.
No. Okay. All righty. Do you want me to check you for any of these on this chart, Carrie?
Yeah, see what
You know, it's not that grays are attached to you, but I'm getting like a gray interference here. So just kind of, yeah, do a clearing for that.
So how do you get the difference, or like
Well, if I'm reading if I'm reading you right now, I'm not getting grays attached to you, you know, specifically, but they could be, you know, maybe they come around at night, or, you know, mess with your sleep, you know, some other way. So just do the right twist and just, you know, check to 100% cleared for any disturbance. So this is a sleep disturbance. They could be disturbing you in your sleep, maybe not necessarily during, right now they're not attached, but maybe, you know, that's how I'm reading it, I guess. So Saturn's, no. And for you, Carrie, this Vortain A7, it's the shooting dice movement. And Fallen Angels is very faint, but it came up, and that's that karate chop. And I'm not getting permeations, by the way. I am getting the seeds for the Vortains, however, and for the gray, embedding and wormholes. Okay, so then we're going to look at, no, archons, reptilian here, yes, and portals here. This comes up kind of faint, but I get a yes on iguana A1. Implants. Okay, walk-ins, no. Pleiadian, interesting, yes. And let's check here. DNA splicing and nanotech.
Huh. I haven't had any nanotech.
No, okay, well, yeah, that's nanotechnology. That's on your regular entity attachment.
Yeah.
And it does have, yeah, you're going to want to check for embedding, bloodline as well. Yep, and then that's it for you. Yeah, and let me check for Sylvia too. Gray as well, as I mentioned, same, and embedding and wormholes. So clear those two. Ashtar, Sylvia, A8s And then permeations. Sylvia, Bortane A7 as well with seeds, yes. And then demons, yes. Do permeations there. Okay, fallen angels for Sylvia again, 2 there, and that's that. Snakes, I'm getting Sylvia there, and wormholes, do the anchor there. Genies, A7, do that, and permeations. Sylvia, these reticulum bees, yes, and then holographic inserts and DNA splicing. Sylvia, iguana and DNA splicing. Sylvia, spiders, yes, and wormholes. And Sylvia, yes, Chinese animal gods. Seeds, 26. And I found this too. My husband has some Chinese in him. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I found that, you know, just like because of that heritage. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I guess they come out, you know, whether you have any heritage or not. But so that's what I got for you. So there we go. If you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I think we're good. I'm gonna stop the recording. Resume. Okay, so we do have one more training session coming up. If you want to consider what that might be, you want to go over for content. Maybe I can send you some ideas or whatever before then. But let's pick a date in March. And yeah, for our 4th training out of 4. And then case studies, be working on your case studies, okay? Because that's the certification. You're gonna wanna have, you know, to do 1 or 2, I like to have 2 case studies to see that you are proficient with the material. So any questions on that, let me know. If you need help with something, you know, reach out to the other team members or, you know, write to me and we'll schedule a time to, you know, see if we can work together on getting your case studies complete. Okay, so that's the only other thing between now and then would be best, so we could maybe do the, you know, certification, graduation in the next the 4th and final session together. So that's your homework. Okay, so with that, we're going to end the recording.